Have you ever found yourself wondering, quietly, what the future might hold for you, especially now that you're in your 70s or beyond? Maybe it's a moment in the morning when your knees ache a little more than they used to. Or when you find yourself out of breath walking up the stairs that once felt easy. It's natural to wonder how long we might be around. But here's something that might surprise you. Science has uncovered specific signals, some you might not expect, that can give us clues about how long we may live, especially after 70. Now, discussing longevity can feel heavy, even intimidating. But this isn't about counting down the days. It's about making the most of every day ahead. This video isn't going to tell you your exact number of years left, that's not the point. Today, we're exploring 7 scientifically backed signs that researchers have linked to living longer. And more importantly, many of these are things you can do something about, starting right now. So, if you've been feeling like the best years are behind you, or that your body is slowing down in ways you can't control, stay with me. Because the truth is, even small changes in simple habits can make a powerful difference, not just in how long you live, but in how well you live. Let's begin with something that doesn't get enough attention, but says a lot about your overall health: your walking speed. Yes, really, how fast you walk. Doctors sometimes call it your gait speed, but don't worry about the fancy term. Just think about how briskly you move through the grocery store or around your neighborhood. Studies have shown that walking speed, especially after age 70, is closely tied to how long someone is likely to live. Faster walkers, within reason, of course, tend to have better muscle strength, better heart function, and even sharper brains. It's like your body's way of revealing its inner engine. So what's a good walking speed? Researchers often use 1 meter per second as a benchmark, that's about 3.3 feet per second. But don't worry about the numbers. The key takeaway is this: if you notice you're walking much slower than you used to, and it's not because of a specific injury or condition, it might be worth paying attention. The good news? Walking speed is something you can improve. Just start with short, daily walks. Swing your arms gently, take confident steps, and build up gradually. Your body adapts more than you think, even in your 70s and 80s. Now, while we're talking about movement, let's shift to something a little more subtle, but just as important: your grip strength. That's right, how firmly you can hold something. It may seem like a minor aspect, but research has consistently shown a connection between grip strength and overall health and longevity. Think about it. Your hands are connected to the rest of your muscles and nervous system. If your grip is weakening, it could be a sign that your muscle mass and nervous coordination are also declining. You might notice it when you open a jar, carry groceries, or shake someone's hand. That slight feeling like you're just not as strong as you used to be. But don't worry, this isn't a doomsday sign. Noticing it early gives you a chance to rebuild it. You don't need a gym or fancy equipment either. Just try squeezing a soft ball or a rolled-up towel several times a day. Use light hand weights if you have them. Even practicing lifting your body weight, like gently pushing up from a chair without using your hands, can strengthen the muscles that support your grip. And remember, it's not about turning into a bodybuilder. It's about preserving your independence. The ability to open your containers, dress yourself, and use your hands with confidence is one of the quiet superpowers of aging well. Plus, studies show that seniors with stronger grip strength tend to have better cardiovascular health and a lower risk of falls. It's one of those little signs that's telling you, hey, your body's doing okay, or maybe it needs a bit more care. You see, none of these signs are meant to scare you. They're like your body's whispers, soft messages nudging you to check in, to pay attention. And the beauty of it is, you're not powerless. Once you know what these signs are, you're already one step ahead of the game. You're more in control of your future than you might realize. So far, we've looked at how you move, your walking speed, and how you hold on to things, your grip strength. Both are physical, yes, but they're also deeply connected to your energy, your heart health, and even your brain function. If either of these has been changing for you lately, it's worth reflecting on what small daily actions might help bring some strength back. Remember, the body responds to consistency far more than intensity. 10 minutes a day of mindful movement can do wonders. Now, while physical strength tells us a lot, there's another sign that might surprise you, because it's not about your muscles or your joints. It's something far more personal, your sense of purpose. You might not think of purpose as something measurable like blood pressure or cholesterol, but scientists have been paying close attention to it, and the results are eye-opening. Research from institutions like Harvard and the National Institutes of Health has shown that seniors who feel a strong sense of purpose, something that gives them a reason to get up each morning, tend to live longer, healthier lives. And we're not talking about big, world-changing missions here. It can be as simple as having a garden to tend to, a grandchild to care for, a hobby you enjoy, or even a pet who depends on you. When you feel needed and valuable, your body responds. Your brain lights up in different ways. Your immune system strengthens. Your mood lifts. And all of that adds up to a greater chance of staying healthy and active. You see, a sense of purpose isn't just nice to have. It's protective. It can help you fight off depression, reduce stress hormones, and even reduce the risk of diseases like Alzheimer's and heart disease. Your purpose has changed over the years. Maybe your kids are grown, or you've left your career behind. That's completely normal. But now's the perfect time to redefine what matters to you. Do you enjoy helping others? Try volunteering just once a week. Do you have stories to share? Start writing them down. Or perhaps there's a neighbor who would appreciate a regular visit. Don't underestimate the impact of these seemingly small roles. They can give your days a rhythm, a heartbeat. And if you're not sure what your purpose is right now, that's okay too. Start by noticing what makes you feel good. What gives you a sense of peace or excitement? What do you lose track of time doing? Sometimes, purpose starts with curiosity. Follow that, and you may be surprised by how your days begin to feel fuller. Now, while purpose keeps our inner world vibrant, there's something else that plays a decisive role in how long we live, and it's all around us, our social connections. Yes, the people in your life. Friends, family, neighbors, even the folks you wave to during a morning walk. A landmark study spanning decades found that people with strong social ties tend to live longer than those who are isolated, even when accounting for factors such as diet and exercise. That means having close relationships can be just as important, maybe even more important, than what's on your plate or how often you go to the gym. Human beings are wired for connection. It's in our biology. When we spend time with others, our brains release chemicals like oxytocin and dopamine, those feel-good hormones that help protect against anxiety, lower blood pressure, and improve immune function. On the flip side, chronic loneliness has been shown to raise the risk of heart disease, stroke, and even early death. Some researchers say loneliness can be as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Now, maybe you've found that your social circle has shrunk over time. Friends move away, family members get busy, and health issues can make it harder to get out. That's completely understandable. But staying connected doesn't always mean big gatherings or long phone calls. It can be as simple as a chat with the cashier at your local market. A quick call to an old friend. Joining a local book club, faith group, or exercise class. Even writing letters, yes, real handwritten notes, can bring unexpected joy and connection. And if you're more introverted by nature, that's okay too. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. Just having one or two people you feel close to, people you can laugh with, confide in, or simply sit in silence with, can make a world of difference. Never underestimate the healing power of a kind word, a shared story, or a warm smile. Connection is nourishment for the soul. We've talked about movement, strength, purpose, and relationships so far, almighty signs that, according to science, say a lot about your chances of living well past 70. But there's another sign that lives quietly in the background of our daily lives. One that often goes unnoticed until it begins to fade. And that's your ability to bounce back after a setback, your emotional resilience. Life throws us curveballs. Illness, loss, changes in routine, moments of uncertainty. Some days are just plain hard. But the way you respond to those challenges, whether you find a way to move forward, even slowly, says a lot about your overall longevity. Emotionally resilient individuals tend to have lower levels of inflammation in their bodies. They're better able to regulate stress, sleep better, and stay more engaged with life. And perhaps most importantly, they recover more quickly from physical illness or injury. Resilience doesn't mean being cheerful all the time or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means allowing yourself to feel what you feel, but also believing that healing is possible. It's about having tools in your emotional toolbox. Maybe that's journaling, prayer, deep breathing, music, or simply talking to someone you trust. Resilience can be learned, built, and strengthened at any age. You've lived through more than a few storms, haven't you? You've faced losses, health scares, maybe even moments when you weren't sure how you'd get through the day. But you did. You're still here. That inner strength? That matters. It's not just a character trait, it's a predictor of how well your body holds up, too. So let yourself be proud of your resilience. Celebrate those quiet victories. The mornings you got up, even when you didn't feel like it. The kindness you offered, even when you were hurting. These are the signs of a life that's not just long, but meaningful. And now, with your walking pace, your strength, your purpose, your connections, and your resilience guiding you, let's take a closer look at one more signal that your body may be giving you about our sleep. Sleep might feel like a mystery some nights. One moment you're drifting off easily, the next you're wide awake at 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling. However, sleep, especially after the age of 70, is far more than just rest. It's one of your body's most potent tools for repair, restoration, and even longevity. Scientists have found that how well you sleep, not just how long, can be a strong predictor of how many healthy years lie ahead. If you're someone who wakes up several times a night, struggles to fall asleep, or feels tired even after a whole night in bed, you're not alone. Changes in sleep patterns are common with age. But here's what matters: people who consistently get good quality sleep, roughly 7 to 8 hours, with minimal interruptions, tend to have better heart health, sharper memory, and lower risks of chronic illnesses. And perhaps most importantly, they're more likely to live longer, more independent lives. Sleep is when your brain clears out toxins. It's when your muscles rebuild. Your heart rate slows, your blood pressure drops, and your immune system gets a chance to recharge. That's a lot of work going on while you're tucked under the covers. Poor sleep, on the other hand, can increase inflammation, weaken the immune system, and make it harder to manage stress, weight, and blood sugar levels. So, how do you protect this nightly gift? Begin by establishing a consistent rhythm for your body. Try going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Avoid heavy meals late at night and limit caffeine after lunch. Establish a calming bedtime routine, perhaps incorporating soft music, gentle stretches, or a warm bath. And make your bedroom a true sanctuary, calm, dark, and quiet. If sleep still feels elusive, talk to your doctor. Sometimes, underlying conditions like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome interfere more than we realize. You deserve restful nights. And remember, even a few minor improvements in your sleep can add up to a big difference in how you feel and function. Now, let's talk about one final sign. This one might seem a bit surprising, maybe even a little silly at first, but stay with me. It has to do with your sense of smell. Yes, your nose. Turns out, the ability to identify scents like coffee, cinnamon, or even soap is more than just a pleasant sensory experience. It's connected to your brain's health, and researchers have discovered that people who experience a sudden or gradual loss of smell later in life may face a higher risk of cognitive decline or even a shorter lifespan. Why? Because your sense of smell is closely tied to the parts of the brain responsible for memory and emotion. A decline in this area can sometimes signal that those brain regions aren't functioning as well as they used to. In one major study, older adults who had trouble identifying familiar smells were more likely to experience health challenges within the next few years, even when they felt physically fine otherwise. Now, before you worry too much, there are many reasons your sense of smell might be off, like allergies, colds, or certain medications. But if you've noticed that foods taste bland, or you're not picking up on smells you used to love, it's worth mentioning to your doctor. In some cases, smell training exercises, yes, they exist, can help retrain your brain and sharpen your senses again. And beyond the science, your sense of smell connects you to some of life's simplest joys: the scent of fresh bread, a loved one's cologne, blooming flowers in the spring. These are the little things that bring richness to our days. And paying attention to them keeps us present, grounded, and grateful. So here we are. We've explored 7 powerful signs: your walking speed, grip strength, sense of purpose, social connections, emotional resilience, quality of sleep, and sense of smell. Each one backed by science. Each one whispers gentle clues about your overall vitality. And what they all have in common is this: they reflect how your body, mind, and spirit are doing as a whole. None of these signs stands alone. They're interconnected. When you improve your strength, you may also boost your sleep. When you build social ties, your sense of purpose often grows. When you find new meaning in your days, your emotional resilience tends to follow. And just like that, a slight shift in one area can ripple through the rest of your life. But maybe the most essential message in all of this is that it's never too late. Regardless of your age, background, or current challenges, there is always room for growth. Your body is incredibly adaptable. Your spirit is still strong. And your choices, even the small ones, carry more weight than you think. So today, if you're feeling inspired, take one step. Maybe go for a short walk. Call an old friend. Take 5 minutes to breathe deeply. Practice opening that stubborn jar on your kitchen counter. Revisit that hobby you put aside. Each of these is a quiet investment in your future. And remember, it's not about chasing youth. It's about embracing life right here, right now, with wisdom, grace, and joy. Aging is not a decline. It's a deepening. A time when you can live slower, but richer. When you get to decide what matters, and give it your full attention. If this message spoke to you, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments. What signs have you noticed in yourself? What habits or little changes have helped you feel stronger, calmer, or more connected? Your story might be just what someone else needs to hear today. And if you found this helpful, please give the video a like, and don't forget to subscribe. We have so much more to discuss, and I'd be honored to walk alongside you on this journey toward a longer, fuller, and more vibrant life. Here's to living your best life at any age, on your terms. You're still writing your story. And it's a beautiful one.